If you've spent any time in Raleigh, you've probably heard of North Hills. For a lot of people, especially locals, it's always been known as one of the more upscale, luxury-focused areas in the city. Well-designed spaces, great restaurants, new buildings, and a very polished feel. It almost feels like its own little district inside of Raleigh. But what a lot of people don't realize is that North Hills didn't start that way at all. It actually began as a traditional suburban shopping mall, and today, it's on track to become one of the most vertical and influential developments in the entire city. Recently, Raleigh approved new zoning that allows buildings up to 37 stories in North Hills. That decision alone could have a major impact on how Raleigh grows over the next few decades. So in this video, I want to walk you through where North Hills started, how it transitioned into what it is today, and why the new rezoning could be such a big move for Raleigh's future. And just real quick, if you're thinking about moving to Raleigh or want help understanding which areas are growing and why, I'll put a link below where you can contact me directly. All right, let's jump in. How North Hills started. North Hills originally opened in 1960 as the North Hills Mall. At the time, this was considered modern suburban development. It was built to serve families moving into North Raleigh, offering convenient shopping, dining, and entertainment all in one place. Back then, the layout was simple. Department stores, movie theater, large parking lots, everything centered around driving in, shopping, and heading back home. For decades, it worked. And if you talk to people who grew up in Raleigh, a lot of them remember coming here for movies, well-known restaurants, shopping trips with family. It was a destination, just a very different kind from what you see today. The big shift, a real transformation story. After decades as a traditional mall, North Hills started heading in a different direction. In 1999, local developer John Kane and his firm Kane Realty Corporation purchased the North Hills Plaza across from the mall, shortly after the mall itself. Kane had a very clear vision. He didn't just want to renovate a tired shopping center, he wanted to reinvent it entirely. He saw that Raleigh was becoming a growing city and that needed something different. A walkable urban space where people could live, work, shop, dine, and play all in the same place. So in January 2003, the old North Hills Mall closed its doors for good. Everything from benches to parking signs and fixtures were auctioned off in one of the most unique real estate liquidation events Raleigh has ever seen. And just a few months later, most of the mall was torn down, leaving only the original JCPenney's building and a parking deck. By November 2004, the transformation was official. The new North Hills, designed as an open-air mixed-use district, opened with a grand celebration, complete with performances from the North Carolina Symphony and local artist groups. That moment marked the beginning of something much bigger than a shopping center renovation. Kane Realty was doing more than just building the mall. A destination with retail, restaurants, offices, residences, and public spaces intentionally designed for how people actually wanted to live in a growing city. Over the next decade and beyond, they continued expanding North Hills step by step. Late 2000s, the Renaissance Hotel opens. 2010, Cap Trust Tower, a 17-story building, helps build Raleigh's skyline here. 2014 to 2016, new apartment and mixed-use buildings rise, filling the Park District around North Hills. 2020's major residential towers like Eastern Open and the Innovation District begins to redefine the area yet again. Each of these milestones represents a new chapter in the story, from a mall you drove to a district you could choose to live in. And now the rezoning that allows buildings up to 37 stories, North Hills has proposed another leap forward, one that could make it one of the most vertical and dynamic parts of Raleigh's skyline. Why North Hills always felt different. Even for people who didn't grow up here, North Hills has always stood out. Locals often describe it as more polished, more intentional, more upscale compared to surrounding areas. It became a place where you could have a full day of events without even getting in the car. That sense of intentional design is a big reason North Hills was able to evolve the way it did. The foundation was already there. What North Hills is today. Today, North Hills functions as almost a second downtown for Raleigh. You'll find high-rise apartments and condos, major office tenants, upscale retail and dining, hotels and entertainment venues, and unlike downtown Raleigh, North Hills feels newer overall, has more structured planning, was designed as one cohesive district from the ground up. That's why residents, companies, and developers continue choosing it. The 37-story rezoning, what just happened? Recently, Raleigh approved rezoning that allows buildings up to 37 stories in North Hills. That's significant. For context, Raleigh's current tallest building is around 32 stories. So while exact building plans haven't been finalized, this rezoning opens the door for North Hills to rival or even exceed the city's tallest structures. But this move isn't just about height. What this means for Raleigh. This rezoning signals how Raleigh wants to grow. Instead of expanding outward endlessly, the city is encouraging density where infrastructure already exists, supporting walkable mixed-use districts, creating strong urban hubs outside of downtown. North Hills is becoming a model for future development. And once a city proves this kind of growth works, it usually doesn't stop with just one area. Why this matters to you. If you live in Raleigh, this affects traffic patterns, job concentration, long-term property values, where people choose to live, work, and invest. If you're thinking about moving here, it's showing that Raleigh isn't just growing, it's a maturing city. More density often brings more restaurants and entertainment, more job opportunities, more long-term stability. North Hills didn't become what it is overnight. It evolved from a suburban shopping mall to a mixed-use experiment to one of the most influential districts in Raleigh. And now, with its rezoning, it's entering a new major chapter. Even people who've lived in Raleigh for years still are surprised by how much North Hills continues to change and how much potential it still has. If you want help understanding how areas like North Hills fit into Raleigh's bigger picture, or how this kind of growth could affect your move, reach out using the link below. And if you want more updates on what's happening across Raleigh and the Triangle, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.